Now this should keep your attention. All right, welcome back to my channel. Hope you like the e-boy setup that I have going on around here. Genius idea, I know, to keep your attention with zero editing. I know. I'm truly an Einstein of this generation if you really think about it. But so let's talk about is Japan getting sick of foreigners? See, I wanted to make this video because in recent news, there's been a lot of talk about how Sanseto, a very right-leaning political party, is gaining a lot of popularity in Japan. I've been living here for 13 years total. I've saw the rise of over tourism in Japan firsthand. I lived through it. I lived in Tokyo. Now, before I get to the main points, what really kind of pisses me off is this quote unquote influencers who's been to Japan once and talk about these made up rules about Japan that doesn't exist. When I'm scrolling through Instagram, right, I see so many posts about Japan and they're literally just echo chamber talking about, oh my gosh, guys, check out the most underrated spot in Japan. And they will showcase off Disneyland or Ichiran. Is it just me? Who's getting these, just flooded with these posts? Because I'm living in Japan. I don't want any of these recommendations. And you might be already saying, oh, just block them. Every time I see them, I click the little tiny 3 button and just say not interested all the time. But they just keep on popping. How many influencers are there? How much can we get influenced? Genuinely. Anyways. Sorry, I got sidetracked. For example, right, let's watch just some of these videos that really just, I don't know, piss me off. Obviously, I probably don't have to say this. I have 10 viewers. I don't have any personal vendetta against any of these people. They just popped up on my Instagram. I don't follow them. I don't know them personally. I'm pretty sure they're great guys. I'm pretty sure they smell great. They're attractive. They probably have more friends than me. They probably have girlfriends or boyfriends. They're definitely not single. They definitely have more life. Jesus Christ. But yeah, you get my points, right? Just don't send them hate. All right, first, let's talk about this guy.
Alexa,
I'd rather.
fart for me.
Okay, here's big fart.
Oh, shit. Oh.
That was a deep one.
Oh, yeah.
Shall I play another fart sound?
Yeah, give me another one. Come on.
This is a personal preference. I get that, right? But some comment on the Instagram already mentioned this, but the only place that's really overrated, in my opinion, is Omoide Yokocho and Mario Kart thing. So first and foremost, right, conveyor sushi belt. It goes hard. You don't understand. That thing goes hard. It's a great protein source and you get, carbs as well. It's awesome. Sushiro and kurazushi, dude, you get one plate of sushi for less than $1 each. It is awesome. And yeah, you're not getting the top tier quality of sushi for but you got to consider the cost performance here. $1, less than $1 for a plate of sushi, that you can't beat that. That is an insane offering. I'm a firm believer that if you like it, who cares? You like it, you do whatever. And also, I'm gonna sidetrack more, but dude, I hate when these people review food that's $10,000 a bite, and they're oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing on earth, and they would review $1 pizza, and they're it's not as good as this one. It's yeah, no shit. You're eating $1 pizza. You're going there for a price. And this is why I'm a firm believer that Costco's pizza is the best pizza. You cannot beat that price. I don't know. One other thing that I that was just genuinely surprising to see about this guy is the reasoning for skipping Yasukuni Shrine. He mentioned the reasoning as political and it was overall uncomfortable. And talk about how it's not relaxing. Brother, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what you were expecting when you went there, but skipping all the war crimes that we've done aside, right? Let's just put that on the side for a minute, right? Let's just forget about it. But you went to a place that's related to war and politics and called it uncomfortable. That's like going to a gravesite or I don't know, any veteran memorial in the United States or any memorial in overseas and calling it uncomfortable because it reminds you of war. No shit. What did you expect? I don't know. It is baffling. How I'm glad there's been a recent trends of shitting on influencers, extremely out of touch influencers. That should continue. I think people should get shit on more. This is the second video that I saw that just that was just, I don't know, man. This is, I think, again, I'm pretty sure this is the greatest person on earth, but people this is the reason why Japan has these so many convoluted rules that all the foreigners believe in for some reason about oh, you're not supposed to eat in the street. Yeah, you can. I mean, it depends on the context. Don't eat in a train. You can eat on the street. You can also drink water on the street as well. don't believe in any of these like foreigners or influencers. They don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Not come to Tokyo if you don't know how Japanese drinking culture works. Everywhere in Japan, the culture strongly encourages people to be quiet and buttoned up. But the izakaya is the one place Japanese people can let loose and be their most wild, loud selves. No consequences.
待っと、居酒屋って何?
It's like a weird hybrid between a restaurant and a bar. There's a right way and definitely a wrong way to do it. First, always sit at the bar counter instead of a table. Easier to make friends. You can judge the quality of the izakaya by the style of the towel or oshibori you get when you sit down. For maximum aura, say,
とりあえず生で。
it's a really natural way to say, to start off, I'll take a draft beer. The staff will put respect on your bloodline from the jump. Japanese people start with a beer and work their way up. So second drink, always go Yokuchahai, the Lord's vodka Red Bull. Can't read the menu? Say, karaage onegai shimasu. Salty, savory, fried chicken perfection is on its way. If you want to know what Japan is actually like, talk to the oldest salaryman in the room. He'll give you a rundown and without a doubt tell you that Japan was more lit in the 80s. Want to try actual sake? Say,
おすすめの日本酒ください。
for the infinite aura glitch, buy a keep bottle. Make your own mixed drinks, politely offer a taste to the strangers around. It's much cheaper, and as a foreigner, you get mad respect. Want the check? Toss him the old Japanese okaike hand gesture. And make sure to follow me and Tipsy Girl for more Tokyo Insider tips.
Like, first and foremost, right? This guy just capping out of his ass. The quality of oshibori or these like towels, right? It doesn't dictate how nice the restaurant is. Yeah, like some nice restaurants have like a scented oshibori, but like 99.9% of the time, these restaurants will have the same oshibori if they're using these reusable ones. Trust me, I went to like, some of the nicest restaurants. Like I went to restaurants that like you can only enter if you are part of this like, I don't know, subscription or this like member that costs too much money, right? They use the same oshibori. Trust me, it doesn't mean, this doesn't mean shit. Japanese workers also don't give a shit about whether you order beer first. People in Japan just does this because beer is an incredibly popular drink here in Japan. I mean, this goes the same with everywhere. I'm pretty sure it's the same in Korea, China, Southeast Asia as well. I have many, many friends that worked in izakaya during college. Trust me, they do not remember you and what you ordered. They don't care. They're just trying to clock out as fast as possible. Trust me, they do not care. I don't know where the hell this guy is coming up with these rules, but I've never seen anyone go beer to Dokuchahai. In Japan, many people just order beer just the whole night. And matter of fact, like this goes back to what I was saying. Just order what you like, okay? Like please, just don't listen to these like convoluted, like fake influencers rules. Yes, there are a lot of rules in Japan. Like I'm gonna get to this later, but there's a lot. There's rules when it comes to specific restaurants. There's especially rules when you go to public places like onsen, right, hot spring. But again, just search it up. Don't listen to these people. They're 99% of the time they're just yapping out of their ass. They don't know what they're talking about. And also, this is like the funniest thing that I saw in here from this guy. But like, don't just order karaage if you don't understand English. Just use Google Translate. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, like yes, it's great if you can speak the language of the country that you're visiting. It's okay to use Google Translate. It's okay to ask the waiter or waitress like, hey, what is on the menu? It's okay. You're in Tokyo. A lot of the workers are, also foreigners as well. They probably speak English. Yes, karaage is a popular dish, but that doesn't mean every place has karaage. Oh, hold on. So how you been? I hope you're feeling great. Let's just wait for this ad. Yeah, I don't have YouTube Premium. I'm broke, so. All right, sick. All right, let's go back. Yeah, not every place carries karaage. That's like going to America and expecting every place that you visit to carry fries and burgers. I mean, they do, but that doesn't mean it's not, just don't do that. You know what I'm saying, right? One thing this guy does get it right is the old people thing is true, but don't go to random people and start talking like random group of salarymen. Maybe they're having like a farewell party. Here, just use common sense. There you go. Use common sense. Japan is not like this like foreign land, this mystic foreign land, like filled with magical people. It's a country. It's a normal country. Just be normal. Use common sense. Don't be a dumbass. All right, next video.
Smells good in there. What is that? What did you have to eat? That smells amazing. You gotta let me try that.
Oh yeah, dude, I don't really have to say anything about this. Like, just again, this relates to what I was saying, like right now. Don't be a dumbass. Don't do this. I don't even know. This is so stupid. I don't even know where to start. Like, first and foremost, you look like an absolute clown if you do this. Everything that I'm saying, this also applies to every other country that you visit, right? Not just Japan. Don't do this to anywhere. You're just be a respectful human being when you visit foreign country. You are the guest. I don't know why some tourists like use other countries as their playground. I've seen this when I visit, like when I went to Southeast Asia as well. Like it's insane. Just be respectful. You are the guest, you know. Again, this doesn't just apply to Japan. Every other country. It also doesn't apply to Asia as well. Every single country. I emphasize this. Every single country. Just be respectful. You are the guest. You know, you don't just go to your friend's house and just start fucking breakdancing or just like start opening up the fridge. Maybe you do, and if that's the case, I don't know, man. Like maybe be respectful. Don't do that. You know, ask permission. I swear I'm almost done. Because if I start talking shit about all these like just influencers, I'll be going on and on about this for a whole day, and I don't want to do that. So, but this is the second to last one, all right?
Truth or dare?
I'm gonna say dad this time.
Well, I dare you to be my girlfriend. No, I'm just kidding.
So this is a whole another can of worm that I might get into in another video, because if I also get into like a job market here and like the life of living in Japan, this video will get, again, it's just way too long. Like I went to college here, actually the same college as this guy is filming, Keio. It's a great school. In fact, it's one of the best schools in Japan. But if you want to actually do any sort of serious studying, do not go to Japanese school or college. Trust me. That's not me saying that because I can't take Japanese courses. I'm fluent in if you've seen other videos, I keep saying this, but I'm fluent in Japanese. You know, I passed N1 when I was in like middle school. I entered my university as a returnee, which means I had to be able to fluently read, write, and speak English. And just trust me, okay? In my 1 year of foreign transfer to a school in the United States, I've learned more than I did in 3 years in Japan. It's a fun time if you just want to party, but if you actually just want to grind, don't go to Japanese university. Trust me, it's not worth it. Another thing is, if the company pays you less than like 300,000 yen per month, do not go there. Like, it's not worth it. You will literally just spend like your days living day to day, and you will probably barely have enough money to go out. If you live in Tokyo though. Again, I might cover this in a future video because I don't know, living here in Japan as like someone that works a English speaking job, right? Like I only speak English in my job, right? I get this question a lot. It's like, hey, should I work as a teacher? Hey, should I do this? Oh, by the way, just if you're trying to work as a teacher, that's a flat no. Don't do that. Don't trust me. Don't do it. Again, I mean, I might get into another video. I mean, if you're interested, you know, please like and subscribe. You know, I mean, look at this. Look at this subscriber to non-subscriber ratio. This is a tragedy. Like, please subscribe. My God, it takes 5 seconds. Please subscribe. And please, I'm just trying to make a bag with YouTube so I can quit my 9 to 5 and complain about how hard being a fucking YouTuber is. Please, just help me out here. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I swear, last video, I wasn't originally going to put this in a video, but...
Rule of thumb, eat where the locals eat. So tasty. Maybe the best noodles I ever had. I got yelled at for eating too slow.
In most cases, this is true. As in, like, yes, go to the place that locals go to, but never go to Jiro Place Ramen if you don't know the rules or if you do not know how to speak Japanese. Trust me, do not go there. Jiro Ramen is notorious for having these shitty rules, and because every chain has a different call, or like, call is basically something that you say. It's like, they ask, "Ninniku iremasu ka?" Which basically, do you want garlic, right? And you say like, zen mashimashi, or you say like, ninniku mashimashi, yasai mashimashi, you know, stuff like abura mashimashi, right? And every single place has a different call. And it's if you ruin the lot, which basically means the flow of how fast the customer is going in and out, all the customers and the ramen, the chef, I guess, the ramen chef, they want you to die. They treat customers like shit, and that's the culture of Jiro type ramen. So much so that even in Japan, these like convoluted ass rules are like getting too much, right? I think in this past year, right, I've seen at least 4 instances of Jiro ramen just getting like canceled, right? Because of how poorly they treat customers or whatever they said. Just trust me, Jiro ramen is good, right? They treat customers like shit because it's cheap and it fills you up. But if you really, really, really want to try Jiro type ramen, go to Butayama or any of these like newer places. You know, Jiro ramen is like a cult. You know, I tried it before. It's good, but it's not like, it's not worth the stress. Just trust me. Just go to Butayama, go to any of these like, newer places. It tastes just as good. Here is my do's and don'ts of Japan. I'll be nice, all right? I mean, obviously, like, I can't list all the do's and don'ts. Otherwise, again, I will be here the whole day. So this is just like my main do's and don'ts. Do carry cash. Some places only carry cash, unfortunately. It sucks. Always carry a translator device. Many people in Japan just don't speak English. It's unfortunate, but you are the guest. I mean, you are the guest though, right? It's insane to expect like Japanese people to know how to speak English or your language. This goes again the same for other countries as well. They grew up speaking their native tongue, their native language. They don't have obligation to know English. Reserve and do research in advance about whether they have English options. You will save a lot of time reserving. And obviously, do a lot of research if you're going to go outside of Tokyo or Kanagawa or any of these like major cities, because most people do not speak English. I mean, don't be rowdy or noisy in the streets. I mean, like, I don't think I feel like I'm talking to, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm talking to a 5-year-old, but it's like, just this is just the same with everywhere. Like, I'm sure you can't just go buck wild crazy, like even back home, right? Like even in the States or I don't know, wherever these people are from. Just be civilized, be normal, Do not mess with cherry blossom trees. The reason why Japanese people get pissed off when anyone like just mess with cherry blossom is because they're very sensitive and like prone to injuries. Just don't do it. They, like, it's, I don't know, it's like a culture about how much they love cherry blossom tree. It is insane. Just don't mess with it. Don't go to shrines and disrespect it. It's a shrine. You don't do these stuff in Catholic church, right? Or Christian church or any of the religious place. This is the same. It's a shrine, right? Like, although a lot of Japanese people aren't religious, some still are, and they do treat this shrine as like a, their whole. I don't know. Is it a holy? I don't know. They're a religious place. Just don't do anything stupid. It's just treat it as any other church. If you don't do it in Catholic church or Christian church or any other church or any other religious place, don't, the logic still applies. Again, have common sense. Don't go to any like izakaya or restaurant that have like a catch or these people that's trying to lure you into the, like in the streets, right? They're not supposed to be doing that first and foremost. And any good stores gather customers without using these people. So just go to places with high rating on Google Map. I mean, don't be loud on the train. Don't talk on the phone unless it's an emergency. Don't do pull-ups. Just ride the train like a normal human being, please. And wear headphones if you're gonna listen to music or call someone. I don't know why, but like I see so many people on like FaceTime constantly. It's like, do you really, like, what do you guys have to talk about that's like so important? It is crazy. Maybe it's like a cultural thing. I don't know. But lastly, this is probably, you can probably argue it's like, oh, in this case, you can also, I don't know, be noisy in the train, which I mean, I can't think of any instance in which you can do that in any country. But, maybe there's going to be someone that's going to be argue about this. But without a doubt, unequivocally, if you will, don't be a live streamer. Holy shit. No one likes you. Trust me. No one likes you. Enough about my rant. Sorry. I just had to let that out, man. I've been like kind of holding that in for so long. Let's get back to the main point. So why is Japan getting sick of foreigners other than all the everything that I talked about, prior to this? But let's get back to like the politics. As a Japanese person who's been living here for like 13 years now and have witnessed and like lived through this insane growth in popularity. I mean, this rise in anti-foreigner sentiment does have some legitimate reason and also some reason that are coming from maybe not so legitimate place. So first and foremost, let's talk about points that I think are rooted in problems caused by tourists/foreigners, and that's the distraction of status quo. I mentioned about how wrong information regarding Japan and Japanese culture spreads wildly online, right? One of the most prominent example is drinking outside. So yes, hold on. I do understand that this trend or practice was not started by foreigners, but it was taken way out of proportion by foreigners for sure. Like I said, right, I lived in Tokyo before the entire rise of foreigners and many Japanese people drank on the streets. And although it was technically allowed by law, before it was just like few college students who were too broke to go to any restaurants, or like salaryman drinking on the streets because they were either too poor, all the restaurants were closed at the time, or they were drinking outside because some restaurants have an outside table, which in that case, yeah, go wild. Well, no, don't go too wild, but it's like, you know what I mean. For some reason, this practice got taken out of proportion. And now like Shibuya is seen as like this city that has culture of public drinking. And I see so many tourists go to Shibuya and drink outside on purpose. Like, I know for a fact, given how shit Japanese yen is right now, these tourists have the money to go to any restaurants and do all you can drink. Like, you can literally do all you can drink in some restaurants for $5 for an entire hour. I see some comments on Instagram whenever this topic is brought up, that they've started because their Japanese friends were doing it, or they saw a lot of Japanese people doing it. And again, this is true, but you are either lying to yourself or have not been in Japan long enough if you think that the ratio of Japanese people and foreigners drinking outside is split equally. I go to Shibuya every week, man. I work there. And right now, I only see foreigners drinking outside and getting insanely fucked up on the street. Okay, only is a little bit, it's a hyperbole. I see majority of foreigners drinking outside, okay? And I complain about this because, man, I get it, right? Japan does not have any public trash can, right? We carry our trash to home. But like, man, like, dude, the amount of trash that's been on the streets in Shibuya, right? Like the rise of just trash in the street has been so insane. In fact, like one of the like, and I talk about this, right? And a lot of Japanese people are getting angry. I mean, first, right, the street's getting dirty, but one of the things that Japan does, right, is when someone unfortunately passes away by a, I don't know, car crash or just like other reason, they tend to just put like drinks or like flowers or like any memorabilia in that street. That's just a way to grieve someone, right? And I think like a month ago, right? I don't know, like all the tourists saw this and saw that, oh, I guess you can place trash on here. And that became a huge problem. So much so like someone had to place like, hey, don't do this. This is a place to mourn someone's death. Like this is not a trash can. So again, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. And whenever I see foreigners, right, I understand that like 99.9% of the foreigners / tourists are extremely respectful. They are very nice. It just the 0.01%, right? I mean, there always has to be someone that ruins it for everyone. So that's what I'm talking about. Unfortunately, it sucks, right? It sucks that Japan doesn't have a lot of public trash can. But if you are going to do the inconvenience of drinking outside, carry that shit back to your Airbnb. Carry that shit back to your hotel. Like, that's the con of drinking outside. That's why a lot of people in Japan don't prefer to drink outside, because it's just easier. You don't have to carry trash. And also, I don't know why you want to drink outside in Shibuya. Shibuya is like one of the most disgusting cities in Tokyo, or in Japan in general. It is nasty, man. It is like concentration of human filth. It is gross. I mean, again, if you want to do that, go ahead. It's not prohibited by law for now. But again, just carry your trash, be respectful. You know, I don't have to say this, right? It's like, again, I do understand that a lot of Japanese people also trash the streets, all right? The Japanese people are not perfect. Oh, one main thing that I see that's being talked about in Japan is crime being committed by foreigners. So I see this a lot on Japanese Twitter and even on news, right? It's a very hot topic and especially where I live in Saitama as Kurdish. Is that how you pronounce it? I'm really sorry if I'm butchering it. But Kurdish refugees has been like migrating in Saitama, and there's been some like friction, right, between the locals and Kurdish residents. Now, this alone is a hot topic, and there's a lot of like unverified claims on Twitter and news. So I'm not gonna cover this because I hear on some sides that like they're very respectful, they don't have any problems. Other sides, I also hear that like, holy shit, they're causing a lot of problems. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe I could go to Kawaguchi, right, and verify it. But I mean, maybe I'm in my living room. I have AC on. It's summer. I don't want to go out. So, but what I am going to cover is general sentiment of foreign residents causing crime. So this is what I mean when I say the anti-foreign sentiment and their reasoning is sometimes not rooted in logic or actual reality. So this topic is like half and half, right? And what I mean is that sometimes there are crimes that are committed solely by foreigners abusing like a loophole, right? But these tourists using hotels as a place of residence to get Japanese license, drive recklessly, cause a crash, and go back to their country without being persecuted. This now has been changed as the government made the test to switch foreign license into a Japanese license much difficult. You can't use hotels as a resident anymore, I think. Japanese government is notoriously slow when it comes to these stuff, so I'm not sure. But crimes like this, where a loophole is abused, is solely rooted, like it is rooted in logic, right, and has proper reasoning. Because I mean, Japanese people, you gotta understand, man, dude, getting a driver license here is like it's a task. It's a thing. It's a whole adventure. It costs like maybe $3,000 on average, and the test is like stupid hard. I study for it. It is hard. It is difficult. So, I do understand where this specific sentiment is coming from. However, when Japanese people talk about like the overall rise in crime, this is kind of where I draw the line. I think this is complete BS, first and foremost, right? And there are a lot of data claiming that the crime in Japan actually has been decreasing, and the number of crimes committed by foreigners has not increased significantly. So yes, there are a lot of like new problems that's been popping up because of these over tourism, but there's also been a positive influence. I mean, let's be honest, our economy is getting stimulated, and more people are being interested in my country, which is a great thing in my opinion, right? And I hope these tourists that comes to Japan eventually go outside of Tokyo or Kanagawa, because there are many great places in Japan outside of Tokyo and Kanagawa. In fact, I think the main part of Japan that makes Japan great is like hot spring, sightseeing, local food, everything that exists outside of Tokyo. I understand that Japan is popular because it's like gentrified Asia, right? It's clean, safe, and even if you don't speak English, you can live. But I also hope that people also explore other Asian countries like China, Korea, and Southeast Asia, because they're also great as well. There's a lot of cool shit to do there. I've been to Southeast Asia a lot, like this past 2 years. It's awesome. It's great, man. It's amazing. I don't know why it's being slept on. It's awesome. Man, the food is so good. Oh my gosh. I'm getting sidetracked. But now, before I sound anti-foreigner / racist, I don't know if I have to emphasize this, but I'm not. Like, tourism is an extremely vital part of the Japanese economy. In fact, I think it's like 7% of the total economy, like total GDP. It's a lot, right? And I do understand that there are many Japanese people who does these things, not just foreigners, right? Everything that I talk about, not just foreigners. I understand that. However, because there has been an insane amount of over-tourism, and because it's very easy to identify who is a tourist in Japan, again, that's not a race. I hope, no one takes that as like a racist sentiment. It's just a fact, right? Japanese people are Asian. It's very easy for a minority of tourists to act rowdy or rude. And, Japanese people's entire opinion about a tourist becomes negative. It sucks, but that's what happens in a country where we don't have, we didn't have this big of an inflation of tourists coming in. When I lived in the States, I lived predominantly in community, and I was literally like probably their first-hand encounter of seeing a Japanese person or Asian in general. And for them, a Japanese person's image was my family, right? I'm an incredibly outgoing guy, like, I'm gonna be honest, and many Japanese people are not, right? They're very introverted. But for them, who have never seen a Japanese person or a family before, I'm sure when they think of a Japanese person, my image crosses their mind in some degree. What I'm trying to say here is that majority of foreigners and tourists are extremely polite, right? They go above and beyond to follow the rules of Japan, and not to set the wrong image of tourists by studying our culture, right? And that's awesome, right? Again, that should be done to every single country, not just Japan, right? I'm just living in Japan, so I'm just talking about Japan. But unfortunately, right, there are an extremely rare case, and because of this rise in tourism and tourists, the chance of Japanese person who have probably never interacted with the people that's from outside of Japan, seeing this rare case of extremely rude tourists / foreigners increase, right? Like, there's a pure chance of it increase, unfortunately. And that's one of the reasons why I think during this election, this right-wing party has a massive rise in population. Is it fair? No, of course not. Especially towards foreigners / tourists that follows the proper rule. Apparently, this has been one of the biggest election ever in Japan. So this is the first time where Japanese people have been interested in politics. Now, is that gonna be against foreigners or towards foreigners? I don't know. The polls aren't in yet. I don't know. I just see a lot of misinformation. In fact, to be honest, I think some of the things that I've said in this video is also wrong. And if that's the case, please correct me in the comments. I will do my best to back everything that I say with data, because I also don't want to spread misinformation as well, right? But yeah, I don't know. If you want to see me yap about Japan, I know this is a very different video from what I do normally, right? I just wanted to, I don't know, man. I just wanted to rant about this. It's gonna be a lot less edited than my usual videos, but look at this shit, bro. I have a Minecraft in the background. This is as low quality and low effort as you can get. I'm sorry, but I am editing an insanely long video right now. Trust me, I've been putting 2 months, 3 months of effort into this. If I did, I am cooking here, but it's for now, I don't know. I just wanted to get out a quick video. If you like it, hey, like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this royalty-free Minecraft video. Yeah, this guy's going off. I don't know, man. He's popping off, bro. But yeah, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go.